Hello and welcome back to Build a CubeSat. I'm Manuel, and while I'm not quite back yet with the full episode, I thought I'd share a quick update on what I have been working on in the past few weeks. So most of the time I spent developing the microcontroller mainboard. This is basically going to be a carrier board that works with the SparkFun MicroMod ecosystem. The idea is that you can pick your preferred microcontroller from their selection of processor boards and then add one or two function boards like GPS and LoRa, and they have a few more available. Because SparkFun makes the schematics for their mainboard open source, I could base my design on theirs. Right now I'm done with the first pass in the schematics, and the next step will be to go through them thoroughly again, and then I can start with the layout. But all of this will be the topic for the first full episode that should be up in about 2 weeks. Now, on the EPS side of things, when we left off in November, I had just finished assembling the front side of the board, but when I wanted to hand solder on the components on the back, my soldering iron crapped out. This was kind of a problem because it was the last episode of the season and I had basically gone through all of the budget. I then reached out to the lovely people at Eleshop.eu and told them about my situation. And they actually liked the project and decided to give me a great deal on a brand new Miniware TS1C cordless soldering station and 2 of these MDP L1060 adjustable loads. Now, admittedly, I'm a big fan of cordless tools, but I think I underestimated how good it feels to not have a cable dangling off the end of the soldering iron. So with this, it was a breeze to assemble the rest of the board. If you are in the market for some new gear, make sure to check out the links in the description. And thank you very much to Eleshop.eu for supporting the project. The adjustable loads will come in super handy for testing the EPS, which is a great segue into how this has been going. Oh boy, has it been a struggle. So I decided to test the modules and the mainboard separately before soldering them together, which turned out to be a good idea. Now, the solar charging module pretty much works. I have not had a day that is sunny enough to test it with the panels, but if you just supply power, it will charge the battery. So for the moment, that's all I need to know. The buck voltage regulator module, on the other hand, is kind of a weird one. I can talk to it over I2C or PM bus as it is, but it won't output any power. I have gone again through the schematic and I don't really see any fault there. So I suspect that there is a short somewhere underneath the BGA that is not catastrophic, but that will prevent it from working properly. As many of you have pointed out, maybe it's not the best idea to work with a kind of complex and expensive BGA part when prototyping. Turns out you're right. So point taken. I still think that this is a pretty amazing IC and I would like to get this to work at some point in the future, but for now I think the way forward is to design something much simpler. To that end, I have found this Texas Instruments TPS M5D1806 module that is actually kind of similar in that it also has 2 outputs and it is highly integrated, so it only needs a few external components. But it doesn't have all of the telemetry stuff, so no I2C to worry about. I have finished the schematics for a new buck module around this part and I am in the process of laying it out. The EPS mainboard has also been kind of a challenge. From the start, it was pretty clear that there was a short somewhere on the board because the battery disconnect load switches just refused to turn on. I first thought that it was because of my little mishap during assembly, but actually the whole inhibit and battery disconnect side of things works fine. I then used a thermal camera to trace the short to the LDO section, and I started removing the ICs that were getting hot. I don't have a hot air rework station, so I just used a regular hot air gun with some aluminum foil around the nozzle to make the aperture smaller, and this worked just fine. So indeed, I did find a number of components that had bridged pads, and yeah, after fixing those with just some solder and a touch of the soldering iron, I managed to get this to work, but of course there are a few ICs missing now that I didn't place back on. So the lesson here for me is a similar one to the voltage regulator module, in that this design is just too complex for the moment. I maintain that I would like to aspire to this degree of redundancy and telemetry, but for now we just need something much simpler that uses footprints that are easier to debug. So the way forward for me with this one is to take what I have learned from revision 1 and start designing revision 2 pretty soon. In fact, I think that's going to be my next task after finishing the layout for the MCU mainboard. And also I have just recently finished this adapter board that on one hand serves to connect to the MCU mainboard, but also has these M.2 connectors on it to interface with the two main buses on the satellite. And lastly, I have started working on a telemetry dashboard, but this is just a mock-up with dummy data as of now. So as a quick outlook on the year, the main thing I'm working towards is a high altitude balloon test flight in June, and I have just recently realized that I don't have that much time left to get a number of things done. That list includes getting the EPS to work, finish designing, then building and testing the MCU mainboard, coming up with some sort of payload, figuring out communications, and then integrating and testing the whole system. So there is kind of a lot of stuff that I would like to get done in the next few months. I think in order to achieve this, I just need to keep the momentum going and work reasonably fast. This may mean cutting some corners, but also knowing that I will come back later in the year to revisit every part of the system. So I think it's going to be a pretty intense and interesting first half of the year, and I hope that you are around for it. If you want to support this project, I have recently set up a Patreon, and you will find the link in the description. There won't be any crazy perks because it's my policy to never paywall anything, but any help certainly is appreciated. As you may know, I will be back with a full episode in early February. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.